Mike Tyson, one of the greatest boxers and arguably fighters ever, versus Mikey, a very powerful character from the Tokyo Revengers series known for his immense speed and power. This may seem like a random topic to make a video about, and well, it is, but I just thought it'd be interesting to compare the two, especially since both of them are fighters. And you may be thinking that this fight is completely unfair and one-sided because it's a real person up against a fictional character, and that is true. However, I'm only going to be using Season 1 Mikey, where he is way weaker and he lacks the impressive feats that he has in the other seasons. So as to how we're going to determine the winner, I'll be comparing them on 3 categories: power, speed, and stamina. First, let's take a look at both of their power. So first, let's start with Mikey. So Mikey, in his fight against Valhalla, performed some pretty impressive feats for his verse, where he basically one-shotted every character that he fought. And these are especially impressive because the amount of power behind those punches, kicks, elbows is actually kind of crazy. But let's look more specifically. So Mikey in this fight scene elbowed someone downwards and he instantly fell. Mikey released here, which I've calculated is about 460 lbf. For reference, an average person who is around 75 kg can punch with the force of 214 lbs. Now obviously he's not only going to be using his elbows against Mike Tyson, so let's calculate how powerful his punches and kicks are. So as seen here, Mikey punches multiple guys and they instantly just fall on their back, which is pretty impressive. Assuming the people Mikey punched weighed around 170 pounds, this would give Mikey an lbf of around 570. This much punch power isn't too crazy, but it's also not too bad because the average boxer can punch with a force of 700 to 1500 lbf, and since Mikey's main style is karate, I don't expect his punches to be too crazy. Now let's talk about what he most likely is to use to KO Mike Tyson. Mikey's character in the anime is notorious for his insanely powerful kicks, because when he does kick someone, it's not just your typical knockout. Like, they either move pretty far away, like get sent pretty far, or it's like a violent kick, right? Like their body collides with the floor pretty hard, and that's the example I'm going to show. Also, before I do show this isn't your typical Mikey kick, right? This was Mikey when he was like amped up. He was angry because apparently this other guy killed his brother, so he was mad and then he just kicked this guy because he wanted to keep on fighting. And now for the amount of energy that this kick generated, and it's actually quite crazy. Mikey generated 3100 lbf with this kick, which is like incredible. And again, this isn't Mikey's typical kick, right? This is when he is angry. A typical kick from Mikey is around the ranges of like 1500 to around 2000. A good example is when he kicked 2 guys here and instantly knocked them out, from what I can tell, and this was roughly calculated to be around 1893, right? 1893 lbf, which is pretty crazy. Now let's talk about Mike Tyson's power. Mike Tyson hasn't exactly measured his exact punch force, but it's speculated and estimated that Mike Tyson's punch force is between 16 to 1800 lbf, but let's say 1700, let's take the average. A good example of this power is if a 200-pound object fell from a height of 8.5 feet onto someone. Other than his fist, he doesn't really use his legs or elbows because he's mainly a boxer, so Mikey definitely wins this category. Now let's talk about their speed. So speed wise, they're both pretty fast, but without even having to calculate, Mikey definitely takes this before the opponent. Sometimes before the opponent is even done talking, Mikey just kicks them and they're already knocked out, which just showcases how fast he really is. Now let's talk about another important factor in this fight, their stamina. Now when it comes to stamina, Mikey does take this quite easily, mainly because of his lightweight and the fact that he fought a whole mob without really breaking too much of a sweat. And Mike Tyson has great stamina, but he's just a bigger guy, so he doesn't really have as much as Mikey would have. Now with all of that out of the way, who actually wins this fight, this outcome? But I'm gonna give this to Mikey. Mikey not only has more power, but he also has speed, which Mike Tyson is also known for, and he also beats him in stamina, which is a pretty big factor in a fight. However, I do think Mike Tyson still has some ways of winning, but it's not really a high chance. When it comes down to a fight, generally speaking, you can land punches easier and quicker than kicks. And Mike Tyson is well known for his insane punches as well as combinations with his punches, so he does have the advantage there. Mike's best bet would just be to go for the head or liver and try to immobilize him as quickly as possible. However, even if Mike Tyson somehow immobilizes Mikey by knocking him out or causing a major injury, we know that Mikey did come back from being unconscious when he got hit with a metal rod, so I don't think Mike Tyson can properly finish him in time. If they both fought 10 times, I'd honestly give it to Mikey 9 out of 10 times, mainly due to his stat difference, power, speed, and stamina. The one time Mike Tyson could win, however, would be if he instantly finishes Mikey. I'm talking unconscious and then keeps on punching him like that, but that's still unlikely, but that's the only win condition I can see for Mike. Anyway, if you guys made it this far, please be sure to subscribe and like the video as well. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, peace.